The Republicans have confirmed a criminal as the Attorney General of the United States of America. Kristi Noem has unveiled a statue. Nobody is less worthy of such an honor, if we can call it that, than Kristi Noem. But let's take a look into all of this. First, play the video of Kristi Noem unveiling her statue in South Dakota. Here she is. It's really bizarre. So there she is with her cowgirl hat on. She's picking up a grandchild, and she's with a horse. I do not see her husband, Big Titty Brian, nor do I see her boyfriend, Corey Lewandowski. But I want to remind everybody that this is a woman who lectures everybody about family values. Thank God the internet exists, because somebody did a little Photoshop on the statue reveal, and this looks a lot better. Pop this up. There we have Kristi Noem with Big Titty Brian, thanks to Kyle Kulinski. Now this is more like it. And obviously it surprised no one that is outside of the MAGA Christian cult that Big Titty Brian is doing what Big Titty Brian likes to do. And again, as a liberal, that's what he wants to do. I don't care. But all of these things, all of these people that go work for this president are morally depraved hypocrites. And even Trump's former lawyer says we're screwed with a Attorney General, Todd Blanche. Play the clip.
Terms don't go Trump's way this fall. Is there any world in which Todd Blanche stands up to Trump if he's asked to find some fake evidence of voter fraud? Or are we screwed now?
We're screwed.
Great. That's what I suspected.
You know, and that's just, I wish more people were that honest about it. There's always this reaching and this maneuvering in the press to somehow try to provide something to these MAGA men that they haven't earned. Todd Blanche is a liar, and he supports child sex trafficking. Otherwise, he would have not met with Ghislaine Maxwell and moved her to a cream puff prison where now she has access to a therapy dog. And so to all of the MAGA voters and MAGA politicians who want to lecture everybody about family values, Christian values, law and order, it's all a lie. You are an anti-family death cult, and you are the party of crime and disorder. Bill Cassidy had an opportunity to be a no vote to Todd Blanche. And Donald Trump screwed over Bill Cassidy. Bill Cassidy, at any time in his life, when he has had an opportunity to stand up for decency, honor, integrity, he has chosen to vote with the sewer. And now he can't say whether Blanche will uphold the Constitution in the midterms. Play the clip.
A lot of positive things to say about Todd Blanche.
And you are confident that he will uphold the Constitution with the upcoming elections? There are Democrats saying he may not.
Well, of course, there's always this existential anxiety.
Yes.
But I am as confident as you can be about the future. You are.
Yeah.
I cannot predict the future, and this is not a black or white decision.
Can you imagine? Donald Trump has screwed you over. He's ruined your political career. You could have said, no, I'm not voting for this guy. He's a liar. He's supporting a crime syndicate. He is a part of a crime syndicate. And no, he can't even tell the voters that he believes whether or not Todd Blanche will uphold the elections. These MAGA men are so submissive. It's so pathetic. Yet they want to lecture everybody about masculinity and then say, hey, women, stay at home and be trad wives. Look at all of these great men you can hitch your wagon to. It is a walking, talking, breathing advertisement against MAGA policies, against MAGA Christianity, against this perverted form of patriotism. And of course, surprise, surprise, Todd Blanche is in the Epstein files. Pop this up. Todd Blanche was confirmed as Attorney General. In the Epstein files, Blanche is listed as a person on an email chain discussing filings in Epstein's case shortly after his arrest and before his death. Most of the other names in the email are redacted. I believe that Todd Blanche has been appointed to this position because he has made promises, and this is my personal opinion, to Donald Trump that he would handle it, that he would make sure it went away. And I personally believe he went to Ghislaine Maxwell and said, keep your mouth shut. I'll transfer you to a better prison. And when it's politically convenient, here's your pardon. You'll be out. You're just going to have to ride out this term of his. I think that's what's going on here. And so I want to remind the American electorate, these MAGA Republicans that are so sanctimonious about family values are the party of child sex trafficking. They are the party of covering up crimes. This is a party of crime and disorder. These people are thieves, they are liars, and they are child abusers. And, Trump is just completely obsessed with people that don't like him. And so he loves to be an expert on Black voters. And now he is claiming that Black voters are flocking to the Republican Party. Pop this up. Black and brown voters don't want communism or socialism. Not surprisingly, they are flocking to the Republican Party. They remember that Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. President Donald J. Trump. Okay, so we live in a world where the president has the Natalie harp that tells him what he wants to hear. And then he has a bunch of submissive trad wives cosplaying as alpha men that work for him, that tell him what he wants to hear. And so then they've told him, oh, Black and brown people don't like communism. The problem with this argument is the calls are coming from inside the House. Trump himself is increasingly implementing socialist policies. Pop this up. U.S. government now owns equity stakes in 30 private companies after being involved in 0 just over a year ago. In some instances, being the single largest shareholder, according to Cato Institute. So for me, this is a moment for the Democrats to really start playing offense instead of defense. And the Republicans are brilliant at putting us in a posture where we're playing defense. And every single Democratic candidate, Democratic strategist needs to quit fighting amongst each other and talking about the crime syndicate that is running the United States of America. Because here's what I think, and this is just my opinion. He's implementing these socialist policies and having the government take control of parts of these companies. But the next step of that is for it to be transferred to him personally. He thinks the White House is his. Look at how he's torn it all up and redecorated it without going through committees or asking the people, etc. We all know that he tried to have Trump phones and all of these other things. The next step in this authoritarian regime is for him to be the richest man in the world. And the Republicans hurl out this fear-mongering to their base. And then the Democrats immediately start playing defense instead of offense. The socialists, the authoritarians, the fascists, those with Nazi-like policies are MAGA. The anti-family, the pro-pedophilia, the pro-death are MAGA. The, untethered spending, building up the national deficit, dicking over the working class, those are MAGA policies. On top of this, MAGA is a war-mongering nut job party that has a bunch of incompetent people running the Department of Defense. And Trump is facing a final defeat in Iran. Pop this up. Trump has privately admitted defeat and told senior aides he is willing to end the Iran war without a nuclear deal if Iran fully reopens the Strait of Hormuz, a retreat from his initial unconditional surrender demand per the Wall Street Journal. So I just want to remind everybody, before he did this, the Strait of Hormuz was open. And so he went to war because Benjamin Netanyahu, a foreign leader, was in the Situation Room dictating American foreign policy. The people at the Pentagon that knew better, that are nonpartisan hacks, that have the American public's best interest at heart, advised the president not to go to war with Iran, that we didn't have enough munitions, that Iran would close the strait, et cetera, et cetera. Donald Trump Pete Hegseth refused to listen to experts because they believe they are experts. And why is this? Why would Donald Trump think he's an expert in something? Well, because the American public believes that people that have a lot of money, and in Donald Trump's case, he puffed everything up to make it look like he had a lot of money, are smart. And this is just such a cultural rot that we give so much deference to the Epstein class because they have a big bank account. And Israel could give two shits about the American public. Benjamin Netanyahu could give two shits about the American public. And now they are rejecting Trump's peace plan. Pop this up. New York Times is reporting Israel rejected a U.S.-backed plan aimed at a phased disarmament of Hamas in Gaza, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said. There is a reason that Israel wanted Donald Trump to be president, and it's because he's weak, because he has no principle, because he doesn't value human life, because he's so easy to manipulate. And they're getting everything they want out of that investment, that AIPAC investment of over $200 million in the 2024 election. They're getting a huge return on this. Donald Trump is a joke. Nobody takes him seriously. The Iranians don't take him seriously. Israel doesn't take him seriously. The American public doesn't take him seriously. Our allies do not take him seriously. He is a dementia duck fading to black. And these Republicans have an opportunity to stop him. Even Republicans who Donald Trump has ruined their political futures. And what do? They go and vote for this morally depraved man because their party believes in nothing except for crime and protecting criminals and grifting off the American public. All right, some Monday morning uplifting news. Make sure you pre-order my book, Not Today Fascist. Available wherever you buy your books. The link is below in the show notes. Pumps is on vacation. I'll be back later with more news.